Are India and Pakistan headed towards a nuclear war? What is happening in that part of the world and why you should know this? Watch until the end. So, what just happened? Well, India launched Operation Sindoor, striking 9 sites in Pakistan, including areas in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. This was India's answer to a horrific massacre in Pahalgam, Kashmir, where 26 Hindu tourists were slaughtered, only because they were Hindus. India made it clear these were precision strikes targeting terrorist infrastructure linked to groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed. Let me be clear again, India did not target Pakistani military or civilian facilities according to what they released. They hit terror camps, period. But Pakistan, well, they're spinning a different story, claiming that civilian sites were hit and even mosques were hit. They even said that they shot down 5 Indian jets, which India has not confirmed yet. But here's the reality. Pakistan is playing the victim while continuing to harbor terrorism. Sounds familiar? I mean, it's just like how Hamas and Hezbollah hide behind civilians in Gaza or Lebanon. Pakistan's terror groups blend into the local population, making it easy to scream war crime when terrorists get hit. This is not just any conflict, by the way, because both India and Pakistan are nuclear powers. Let that sink in for a second. We're talking about 2 countries with the ability to annihilate millions if this escalates. This is not just another conflict somewhere. It's a potential global catastrophe. But with the blame, in my opinion, on Pakistan that turns a blind eye to Pakistani terrorists, or worse, even encouraging it under their radar. Look, the West should pay attention to this. You should pay attention to this because this is not just about India and Pakistan. This is about the global balance of power. Think about it. If nuclear war breaks out in Asia, it's not just them that will suffer. The economic fallout, the humanitarian disaster, the global instability, it all comes back to hit the West as well. I stand firmly with India on this one. In general, I support India. Why? Because India is not the aggressor here. Radical Islamist terror struck first, slaughtering civilians, and India responded in a calculated, precision manner. Pakistan, on the other hand, has a long history of supporting terrorism. Remember the 2008 Mumbai attacks? Pakistan-based terrorists were behind that terror. It's a pattern. This is not just an India-Pakistan issue. It's a global fight against radicalism. Just as Israel has every right to strike Hamas terror cells, India has the right to eliminate terror hubs, not just the right, the duty to do that, terror that threatens its citizens. Let's clear something up. Kashmir belongs to India. Historically, Kashmir was a Hindu majority region. When British India was partitioned in 1947, Pakistan didn't even exist as a separate entity. It was part of India. The Maharaja of Kashmir, meaning their leader, legally acceded to India. But Pakistan never accepted it, fueling decades of insurgency and terrorism. Pakistan is actually, I think, the only country in the world that started to exist not based on land, but actually religion. Let me explain. India gave the Muslims a country, which they called Pakistan, and basically told them, we want nothing to do with you and don't bother us. But of course, decades later, we see that Pakistan does bother India. India's stance is actually justified not just by history, but also by law. Pakistan's claim to Kashmir is rooted in religious identity, not legitimate sovereignty. And let's not forget that Pakistan itself was carved out of Indian territory. So it's ironic to claim a region based on religion when your entire country was formed that way. And here's the bitter truth. The United States has been actually funding Pakistan for years. Of course, they're tremendous partners of India, but I think, they were probably doing that hoping to pull Pakistan away from Chinese influence. So there is some thought to it, especially in this war that I'm going to talk about between West and East. But look, billions of aid were given over the years. But where does that money go? To schools, hospitals, infrastructure? I don't know. It's a question that needs to be examined. But the truth is that Pakistan is not a US ally. It's a liability. Meanwhile, India is a strong Western ally. It's a democracy, a thriving economy, a bulwark against Chinese expansionism. China doesn't like India because India is America's friend, like I said. So what does China do? It backs Pakistan to keep India off balance. Smart move if you're China, but a disaster for the West if you keep ignoring it. Look actually at the economy. Apple, Samsung, and other tech giants are moving their manufacturing to India. Why? Because they don't trust China. They can't risk it anymore. India is becoming the new global tech hub. It's not just politics, it's economics. And China knows that a strong India threatens their regional dominance. By propping up Pakistan, China is trying to curb India's rise. But the West should be smarter. Backing India means backing stability, democracy, and progress. Backing Pakistan, that's just funding your own problems. Look, let's draw a parallel. Just as Israel fights Palestinian terrorism in Judea and Samaria or in Gaza, India fights Pakistani-backed terrorism in Kashmir. Both regions are plagued by extremism that targets civilians, and both nations are portrayed as aggressors by global media for simply defending their people. Where's the global outcry when Hindu pilgrims are murdered in Kashmir? The silence is deafening. Just like when Hamas kills Israeli civilians. There is no outrage because they're fine with India being the victim. They're fine with Israel being the victim. This is hypocrisy at its finest. Look, here's my take. The West is in decline, and Asia is fighting over who will rise next. China wants to dominate, but India stands as a counterbalance. Supporting India means aligning with democracy and progress rather than dictatorship and extremism. The West must recognize that helping India helps maintain global stability. India's missile strike on Pakistan is a necessary stand against terrorism. It's a warning to radicals that there is a price to pay for slaughtering innocent civilians. The world should rally behind India just as they should rally behind Israel when we strike Hamas. It's not about choosing sides blindly. It's about standing up against radicalism. Look, if you appreciate, straight talk, unapologetic truth, then make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to make a lot more videos like this. Share this video. Spread the word. The world must know the truth about what's going on in India. And obviously, don't forget, if you want to bless Israel and help us out, then visit theisraelstore.com. Fight back against BDS. Wear your support proudly. Get something from Israel and show haters that we are not backing down. Until next time, stay strong, stay safe, and stand with the truth.